Hi everybody, I'm Todd Pickett along with Peg Reese, and thanks for joining us for this conference match. As we said, the final home weekend of the season for the Ducks and for the USC Trojans. Boy, a very impressive team, Peg, a lot of quality players, and they come at you at a variety of different positions.
They sure do, and that's when they're strongest, when everybody's hitting on all cylinders. And this is a team that's conference up in the conference, and they're playoff bound. They really want to push through this week and get a couple of good wins.
And a very efficient team. They hit the ball with a very frightening percentage for their opponents sometimes. We talked about their depth. Well, two of their quality players are coming at you right up from the get-go, and that's Laura Youst and Mika Wagner.
A couple of seniors. Youst is unbelievable. She is leading the conference in two statistics, as you can see, blocks and hitting percentage. We're going to get to take a look at her here. She's coming along the neck and going to get a quick one in the middle. Turns it back very nicely. She's just a wonderful middle blocker and middle hitter. Also for USC is Mika Wagner. She is 6th in Pac-10 in hitting, 4th in blocks, and this was a very raw athlete when she got to USC. The staff there did a wonderful job with her, brought her along, have really made her a player. She was always a great athlete, and now she's a great volleyball player. Very quick on the attack.
And that 331 figure for Wagner is actually a slump. She was leading the conference in hitting for a while, which is a pretty scary thought. Now, for the Oregon Ducks, things have not fared as well of late. Of course, the Ducks got off to a great start in the non-conference season, have dropped 17 of their last 18 matches, have had players fall by the wayside with injury and other academic problems. But the one thing that Jerry Gregory feels about his team is that they often play to the level of their opposition.
And they've done that numerous times this year, in that they have played very well against Stanford. Both times they played well against UCLA. So hopefully that the quality of this USC team will bring out the best in the Ducks.
And if the Ducks are going to play at their best, it'll be a couple of seniors that'll lead the way for them as well.
True enough. First we have Lorena Woods, who is probably the best athlete to ever play volleyball, maybe the best female athlete to ever participate in the University of Oregon athletics. She leads the conference in digs with 1,111. We saw her pass the ball just there, and the thing about hitting is if you pass to your setter well enough, you're often going to get the set, and so that she wants to do that consistently. Then also playing alongside her, both of them are co-captains, Angie Henderson, also both Oregonians, which is kind of nice for the Ducks. She leads Oregon in kills and in hitting percentage. She has led the Ducks in kills in 20 of 25 matches. We're going to see her hit the ball here very authoritatively. She hits what we call a heavy ball. It just comes with a lot of speed, really good pace on it. But she's versatile, and you're going to get a chance to see her put down a very nice off-speed ball right in front of the defense, and she can play both ways.
The Ducks still looking for their first home Pac-10 conference win of the season. They would like nothing better than to have it against the Trojans tonight. We'll be back to introduce you to the starters and get this match underway right after this timeout on Prime Sports Northwest.
This season, the talk of the town is Husky Preview with Jim Lambright on Prime Sports Northwest. Every Friday night at 9, Jim Lambright joins host Don Poyer for a feature-packed half-hour of Husky football insights.
I really like buffalo kebabs and peanut sauce.
You'll meet the players and coaches.
Forrest Gump.
And you'll find out how they feel about everything from opponents to pizza. Husky Preview with Jim Lambright, not your average coach's show. Friday nights at 9, only on Prime Sports Northwest.
Hi, I'm Chuck Nelson. Join me for Seahawks Close-Up on Prime Sports Northwest. Seahawks Close-Up is a different kind of show designed to take you inside Seahawk football. You'll go behind previously closed doors, explore the personal side of the NFL, and step into the heart of the action like never before. So, for a fresh, entertaining, and informative look inside Seahawk football, join me for Seahawks Close-Up on Prime Sports Northwest.
Your college football weekend never ends on PSN. Fridays, your Big Sky and Pac-10 coaches cross their X's and zero in on their own. Saturday kicks off with live action from around the nation or exclusive live coverage of our very own Big Sky Game of the Week. Then Pac-10 Preview with Don Poyer warms you up for our live Pac-10 Game of the Week, followed by the Washington State Cougars as they lead off the Northwest contingent with their Saturday night prowl. Sunday morning after Seahawks Sunday at 9. Catch the WAC at 9:30, followed by an ACC, SEC, or SWC Battle Royale. The Oregon State Beavers take the field at 5, and the Washington Huskies energize your evening at 8. Then wrap it all up with the College Football Review at 11. The Oregon Ducks stretch the weekend with Monday Night Football at 8. Then Tuesday, catch the USC or UCLA weekend war at 4, with the Big Sky putting the final points on the board at 7. On PSN, your college football weekend never ends.
And welcome back. Just getting ready to get the first game in this best-of-5 match underway. SC in their traveling gold with the cardinal trim, Ducks in the home white. Series between these two teams, by the way, is in favor of SC, 14-6. The Trojans have won the last 8 in a row, and we get underway with Oregon serving. And Kylie Hughes, who's making a start tonight, a 6'1" sophomore from Riverside, with the kill to earn the side out. Starting lineup for the Trojans: Keebler, Dragicevich, Cavalieri, Hughes, Wagner, and Vetter. Off the block, and the first kill of the night for Angie Henderson. Lisa Love in her 6th year at USC, 113 and 61 mark. 13th year of collegiate coaching. Henderson to serve. Hughes again. Peg, one of the big pluses for SC was having Monica Cavalieri come in, former Division II setter, but she brings 14 years of club experience in to run this team.
She had big shoes to fill because of the absence of Missy McCaw, or the graduation, I should say, of Missy McCaw, who really led the Trojans well in the last few years.
McCaw's around to help provide some direction, though. She's one of the managers on the volleyball team, so she helps out in practice. Roth with her first kill. Bettina Roth, member of the Swiss national team, joined in the starting lineup by Edwards, Woods, Weigel, Henderson, and Chrysler tonight. Back to live action. The Ducks unable to dig that one out of the net. Goes as a side out for SC. Vetter serving for SC. Off the block. And the block provided that time, Dragicevich along with Wagner. Henderson from the back row, a little mistake in the back defense that time, Peg.
The Ducks are doing a nice job. One of the things they're really definitely going to want to do is be in this match early, and they're playing well. They're siding out very well with USC. Now, of course, obviously they want to score.
Serve is deep by Roth for the side out. And the early service errors not helping matters any at all. Little dink along with some help from the net for Chrysler.
Nice quick play by Chrysler. She likes to do that. She's big enough that she can get away with it, being about a 5'9" setter. And when she's in the front row, she puts the attack down very quickly.
Woods covered nicely from behind by Edwards. Bit of a flat set that time, and Wagner had problems getting to it.
Well, one of the things that Oregon's going to have to do is let USC make the mistakes when they can. Here we get a good look at Jerry Gregory exhorting his team on. He'd love to get a win at this point in the season.
Keebler, and a good get that time by Chrysler. Woods with the dink. Wagner. Woods. A little touch. Both teams scrambling right now. And again, some miscommunication that time.
Very uncharacteristic of USC, but they've got a couple of young players in there. They're not, they haven't started with their regular 6 tonight, and so we might see a little bit of miscommunication. I don't think it will last.
Chrysler's serve going deep. Is there anything that frustrates a coach more than a service error?
Two service errors.
Well, then the numbers will pile on both ways, probably. Will overpass that time on the service return.
And Kelly Keebler has really stepped up her game to come in and fill in the shoes of some good SC players who have gone on to graduation. She's seen sporadic action, but she's come on very strong recently.
Woods beats the block for the side out.
Tell you what, when Lorena Woods allows herself to play just with her athletic ability going forward, if she doesn't think too much, if she just plays with her instinct, she's very good. You can see her put the ball down there nicely.
Hughes Another player, this is, I guess, one of the more frightening things about USC is there are so many people waiting on the bench for their chance, and they shine.
And very talented, and she comes from a talented family. Her sister Kisa plays basketball for the Bruins. That must be an interesting situation in that home to be supporting both those schools.
Keebler off the block. Dragachevich got it to keep it alive, though. Hughes covered. Tia Stewart surprising Hughes that time.
Well, Tia hasn't had very much play at the college level at all. She's a true freshman. She played for an ex-Oregon player, Tina Adolph Edwards, excuse me, played for her at the high school level. She's a very nice athlete, and the Ducks are having to bring her on in a hurry because of injury situations. She came in when Danny Cordova went out hurt.
She'll take a breather. Lara Weigel in to serve for Oregon. Violation against Cavalieri as she got underneath.
Back row attack called on the Trojan setter. She did the best she could to keep that ball on her side of the net, just couldn't manage it.
Little benefit from the net that time. Crystal with the save, and she'll play the free ball back over. Hughes, good judgment, the off speed.
Really did, and I wouldn't be surprised that might even been a little bit of a miss hit, but she sure put it down in the hole in Oregon's defense.
That's her 5th kill already here early in game 1.
My.
Hughes again, a little paintbrush that time.
Well, Hughes is playing in Lori Youth's place. We highlighted Lori at the beginning. I think she's having a little bit
Of possible shoulder trouble, but I think USC might just be giving her a rest. But they're not missing a beat here with Kylie Hughes, who is just playing superbly at the net. Looks like we had Shelby Edwards in the net.
Actually, the Ducks are going to earn a side out on that one, so I'm glad you do that too, because I'm still trying to decipher half
I'm
the
not
time.
sure what happened because it looked like Edwards was hanging in the net.
Dragachevich off the block. And Hughes will serve. Roth. And the Ducks take advantage that time of it.
USC contesting that because the players believed that they had pancaked the ball and hit a hand instead of the floor, but the officials saw it down. There's a look at it. Sure enough, that is a legal contact in volleyball. That play should have been allowed to go on.
The point is now moot as
Very
Dragachevich
moot.
puts it away.
Yeah. Well, they say the ball never lies, so it came back to USC.
Henderson covered by Vetter. Quick set that time and a good dig by Edwards. Unable to get to the second one as Mika Wagner puts it down.
I've been impressed with Oregon's young players in playing a pretty good level of defense. Better than you would expect a bunch of true freshmen to play in a team that hits as hard as everybody does in the Pac-10.
Roth manages to thread that one through the defense. And for this Oregon team, too, I guess that's really got to be one of the most frustrating things is you can't have an off night in the Pac-10. The level of competition's so good that you never get a chance to recover.
That's exactly right, Todd. And even though Oregon only has one Pac-10 win, there's no such thing as an easy night. Coach Lisa Love said she knows her team needs to come to play in this. And there's just no easy team. Used to be able to roll over a couple of teams and actually not even prepare for them, and you can't do that anymore. You know, one thing the Ducks want to do, though, for sure, is keep down their unforced errors. UCLA will put them in enough tough situations. They don't want to put themselves in a tough situation.
Dragachevich to serve for the women of Troy. Edwards. Keebler.
Boy, she's a nice athlete. She has a great jump and a very quick arm.
Timeout called by Jerry Gregory. SC leading here in game 1 by a 5-3 score.
Pac-10 football is a hit on Prime Sports Northwest. Our live Pac-10 game of the week means you get more Pac-10 on PSN than anywhere else. Your teams and our coverage make you the winner with Prime Sports Northwest. Pac-10 football on Prime Sports Northwest is brought to you by Jack in the Box and Horizon Air. Today on Prime Sports Northwest at 11 o'clock, live action from the Big Sky features Montana and Idaho State. And at 3:30, Oregon visits Stanford on our live Pac-10 game of the week. At 8, the Beavers set up to host the UCLA Bruins. Then at 10, the Cougs take the field against the Oregon State option. Your Saturday heats up here on PSN.
Welcome back to Eugene, and no, it is actually USC and Oregon playing, so never mind what it said there. It's the Trojans on top by a score now of 6-3 as they pick up another point. Service ace for Dragachevich, and as we said off the top, when this team's running on all cylinders, they're difficult.
And one of the things that Lisa Love has said that her team has done very well off and on in the season is serve.
They don't serve a lot of aces. In fact, Dragachevich is their best at that. She has just 28 for the season, but now shows the other side of the serve as well. Pulled it wide.
Looked like she mishit that ball. She just didn't quite get her full palm on it, and it went off probably went off her thumb.
Second time a little better, but a good cover by Edwards. Wagner. Ducks, by the way, have Allison Pape in the lineup for the first time tonight.
Allison Pape is a very dynamic young player. She's going to do well here at Oregon.
Woods off the block. Pape there to dig. Henderson deep.
That's an example of the unforced error that I had alluded to earlier. Oregon wants to make sure that they're getting that ball into the court, not hitting it long.
Vetters deep. Good cross up a little bit that time by Jerry Gregory coming down the middle. Cavalieri will sneak that one, and there's that veteran experience.
Yeah, and Cavalieri is also a very good athlete, and she has just jumped into the standings for the Trojans in terms of assists. She's got quite a few this year.
She leads the conference, by the way, and is 6th in the country, so not bad for your first-year setter. Little root that time for Stewart and Henderson.
Just going back to Cavalieri for a second, her assists are 1,013 coming into this match. That's really phenomenal, and at about a 13.5 clip per game, and Oregon had a setter that led the nation at that number also.
Edwards against the double block, but they can't control it.
Edwards did a nice job of using the block there. She hit it at an angle off the arms of the blockers to have it go outside. Of course, the blockers are in control of that, and they can turn it in.
Hughes. Roth and Henderson there to send it back over. Better. Edwards. Little miscommunication there again.
Yeah, and I think Edwards did a good job of finding the hole in the SC block. It looked like it went right between the middle and the outside. We're going to take a look at it here. Sure enough, the blockers didn't get it together.
That was the famous "I didn't do it, did you do it" wall. So.
And that's unfortunate for Oregon to follow such a nice play with passing the ball right back up to the SC offense. But once again, I've missed something, and Oregon ends up with a serve.
Lisa Love is asking about it, and we'll call a timeout as well. It was a net violation against USC. Makes it a run of 3 points in a row for Oregon. They trail now 8-7 in game 1.
Sport Mart has everything you're looking for. A huge selection of sports equipment, apparel, and athletic shoes. Like K-Swiss, the ultimate in craftsmanship. The K-Swiss Tennis Classic for men and women features a full grain leather upper for comfort and a D-ring lacing system for better fit. The new K-Swiss Gestalt Aggressor tennis shoe for men features a custom contoured heel counter for superior fit and 4-foot stabilizers for balance. K-Swiss, crafted with passion.
Find a lower price somewhere else, get double the difference back.
You'll find what you're looking for at Sport Mart.
This season, the Big Sky is bigger than ever. Conference coverage comes alive with exclusive real-time Saturday showdowns all through the season on PSN. And Tuesday nights keep the Big Sky bright with even more of your favorite home team action. True Blue fans know the Big Sky's at its best when it's on Prime Sports Northwest. The Big Sky lights up as Montana and Idaho State square off live today at 11 Pacific.
Welcome back to Eugene. USC leading Oregon 8-7 in game number 1. A reminder, you can stay tuned to Prime Sports Northwest. Live Big Sky Conference football. The Montana Grizzlies will try to bounce back from their upset loss at Boise State against the Broncos, which knocked them out of the number 1 spot. They'll take on the Idaho State Bengals right after this match on Prime Sports Northwest.
Vetter sure is doing a nice job. I'm not sure what her hitting statistics are like so far, but she's got a number of kills. And this is a young woman who's pretty happy to be in the lineup. She hasn't had a lot of play this year, but she's doing very nicely tonight.
She only averages about 1.5 kills a game, so she's having a good first match. Hughes, there's the person with the big numbers so far, is Kylie Hughes.
I was going to say, I said the exact same thing about Kylie Hughes earlier, and it's true. SC goes to the bench. Here you see her on the tip, gets it nicely past the block, so she sees the block very well. But SC goes to their bench, and they just bring in very good players. Oh, my.
And she covers Roth one-on-one there.
Oh, that was a beautiful block. That was textbook. You'll see her come and get her hands just past the plane of the net, which is legal, and the ball goes straight down.
Edwards topped the line.
That's a great shot for Shelby Edwards. She has that deep corner shot. She likes to go to a lot. The last 3 feet of the court is very hard to defend, and defensive players often are more shallow, as you can see, and Shelby loves that corner.
Vetter down the middle.
What a nice tag by Vetter. Getting a hit right in the middle of the court and turning it back to the left side. A middle hitter has to go to the right or the left. If she hits straight ahead, the block is going to be there. She did that very nicely.
That's the first time I've heard a missile called nice. There she comes again off the block and out. And our first souvenir of the night.
Off the block and out to the far side of the court. That ball was hit very hard.
After the Ducks had 3 in a row, Trojans now running 3 points in a row as well, so they're up 11-7. Roth. Edwards did a good job to get to that set. Dragachevich off the block, off the scoreboard, and down.
Well, evidently the scoreboard is not out of bounds in this gym. If it hits on your side, you can play it off, because Lorena Woods was asking her team to play that ball. She dug the ball. It was going up to the scoreboard, and I believe the measurement is 26 feet. If there's something above the court under 26 feet, then it's playable on your side. So if it would have come down on Oregon's side, an Oregon player could have played that ball. If it had hit the scoreboard and gone across the net, it would have been dead.
So Matt Court's version of a King Dome speaker. factor coming into play here in game one. Jerry Gregory calling another timeout, and there's so many ebbs and flows always in this game, Peg, and to have your team run off 3 in a row and then watch USC storm right back to get 4 points straight, kind of break this first game back open, is a little bit frustrating.
Absolutely. We speak in volleyball in terms of series scoring. You don't want to give the opponent 2 or more points at a time, because then they get a hold of that intangible called momentum, and it's very hard to stop the momentum, get it turned back your way. So you want to side out with the team as much as possible.
Roth with a good block that time on Wagner. Vetter with the tip.
You know, this is only Vetter's 9th match of the season. I'm impressed with how she's playing, but of course you got to imagine that she plays against a good team in practice every day, so it's not as if she hasn't had some good work this year.
And an ace serve for Kylie Hughes, just her 3rd of the season. Takes us to game point.
She put that serve on the cross-court line, which is just a nice spot, hard to pass from.
Edwards, Hughes there to cover. Wagner. Jerry Gregory wanted the lift on that set, I think. Hughes. Roth. Dragicevich tip.
The Ducks are playing in a perimeter defense, and so what that means is the four players are back, and so the area right behind the block is vulnerable, and the Ducks just weren't able to pick that up. There's nobody playing for tip coverage, and you'll see Vesna put it right behind the block.
SC closes out game one with 7 points in a row, 15-7. We'll be back with game two in a moment.
Time now for the Husky Player of the Week, brought to you by Prime Sports Northwest and the Money Store. Another Saturday of football, and Napoleon Kaufman set another Husky record. The senior tailback broke his own single-season rushing record. Last year, 1,292 yards. This season, with 2 games remaining, Kaufman's total is 1,313 yards. Last Saturday, he totaled 223 all-purpose yards with 138 yards rushing to set the new mark. As it should be, Napoleon's final football campaign will be his finest, and the Money Store salutes him as Player of the Week.
If you had your first mortgage for over 3 years, chances are you can still save money by refinancing at the Money Store. Even if your credit is less than perfect, the Money Store may help you reduce your monthly payments. So call the Money Store at 1-800-LOAN-YES.
The Huskies and the Money Store, Northwest winners.
Welcome back to Eugene. We're getting ready for game two in our match. SC with a 15-7 victory in game number one.
You know, the Ducks were in that first game right to the middle of it and playing very well at 8-7 USC. The crowd was into it. The Oregon team was into it. The coaches are into it. It's a very exciting game, and then SC just rolled off, as you said, the last 7 points. But I was very impressed with Oregon's ability to play with USC, and that's what we said in the opening, is that Oregon tends to play to the level of their opponent.
Officials checking the lineups for the two teams. Cavalieri getting ready to serve for SC.
Little confusion between the Ducks, who was going to play the second ball, since their setter got the first contact. And a little mistiming on SC's part. Kylie Hughes was expecting a different set and kind of had to hang up there with the ball, but just couldn't contact it.
Henderson with the service error. Returns it back to SC. One thing that's interesting, too, for SC, with all the skill and the great hitters, you don't see jump serves from them at all.
You know, that's a good point. I hadn't even noticed that myself until you just mentioned it, but most of the teams have 1 or 2 players who do jump serve these days. Although the Ducks don't jump serve much either.
Dragicevich gets roofed. Roth there along with Chrysler. for the side out.
Lorena Woods, a senior, number 10 right there. Let's take a look at her part of this play. Betty Roth pops that ball up, and Lorena is leading the conference in digs, and you get a look at why right there.
And again, the miscommunication, and it cost the Trojans.
Getting called
Hughes,
for
well, Hughes
Hughes
had such a great first game. She's